Hey everybody, and welcome to Joker's Wild Sides Review. I am Lobo,
I'm Jax.
and today we got the season 2 of Vox Machina review. We did season 1 recently. We dropped it, I think, last week. Um, Now we got season 2. With season 3 coming up, we definitely want to review this, and we're so excited, like we said last time. Season 2, let's jump right into it, brother. Uh, Starts with them getting acknowledged for saving Tal'Dorei again, and immediately dragons fly in, or they call it Coma Conclave or something like that.
Chroma
Conclave,
Conclave.
correct. Um, but
It's expected to drop January 2024, so we will be getting season 3
mhm,
sometime this month. Ooh, I'm excited.
hell yeah! And then for that we'll probably do episode to episode. As
Depends on how it's released.
true, depends how it's released, but this one was done a year ago, so the other one was done years ago. So we're catching up. If it's released episode by episode, we'll do it like that. Um, but yeah,
Okay, so apparently there's no official word as of November 30th, 2023,
mhm,
but it's expected to come out January. It could likely arrive by January. Premiering almost a year, January 2023. Um, so yeah, they did January 28th, 2022, January 20th, 2023. So I'll look at correlations and see what those dates, like specific time, whatever day of the week
gotcha.
it lands on. But we should be getting it sometime this month if their release schedule is,
Consistent.
yes.
Yes. So excited for that. I know also from the same creators from Critical Role. Um, they have another show coming up late this year or early next year, The Mighty Nine, which is their second campaign. I'm also excited for. It's very good. Very, very good. A lot of death, a lot of well, same thing as really the first season of Vox Machina. Uh so let's get into it. Dragons come in, they fuck shit up. I mean, immediately, a lot of death all over the freaking place. What you think about this first episode so far of what you saw?
So it was really fun. I, well, you know, we just got, or me binging, I just got through watching the entire season one and immediately after, so I felt it as the characters, I feel, where they went from, we just got done with a massive battle, we want to sit here and unwind and relax and stuff like that, and then they're immediately being attacked by the Chroma Conclave. And it's just intense.
Yes, I mean immediately. The king died. A lot of warriors died. They try to run away and they're destroying the towns around this kingdom. Uh, but pretty much this sets up the the terrain or the path they're gonna go through is they they get to a point where they find they need to get vestiges. I think I'm saying that right.
Yeah, so they're trying to
It's
find
weapons.
forms of power of being able to kill 5 dragons.
Four dragons. Because they killed one, and then the other ones were four. The ice, the acid, the fire, the main one, fire, and I think there was another one. Maybe just wind, but I may be wrong. Thunder, the lightning,
Thunder,
the thunder
lightning,
ones are
yes.
four. Um, Maybe there's poison too, but regardless, maybe four or five
No,
dragons.
the first one was thunder
The blue thunder. Yes, yes, you're right.
because Keyleth tried to strike him down and
He just
just
absorbed
charged him
it.
up.
So it's four dragons, probably poison. Um, Regardless, it starts off with a bang. It starts off. This is their new trajectory. They got to get these weapons that kill. Well, technically, were made to kill gods. Vestiges.
Yes.
And we're not gonna go through every episode. We're just gonna go through some of the stuff we saw that we liked. Uh, for instance, the guy that they try to escape with, he's all beat the hell up. Can't. His name is. Let me see if I can remember his.
It's the shopkeep.
Yeah, I can't remember his name right now. Gilmore.
Yes,
It's
Gilmore.
Gilmore. He's bleeding. He's broken. and he's saying, "How's my face?" It's like, really, dude? That's what you're worried about? That was funny.
So yeah, 4 dragons for me.
Four dragons. They get some magic items. Also funny. You see Scanlan trying to get one. He ends up getting a broom, and he's all disappointing.
It's just a broom, man.
Yeah. They also find some sphinx they have to go through. It is did not see them coming into this when I first saw this. Um, I don't know. What are some of the moments you liked?
One of the big things that I really enjoyed was Grog. He's like, okay, I'm gonna go off in this direction. I also love how Grog speaks. I'm just the idiot. Um,
You're not wrong. Yeah.
and I mean that's exactly how he sounds, and I love it. I really love how Grog sounds. But going and finding the blind man, where does your strength come from? That was such a good precedent.
Not to mention beats the hell out of him.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing is too is he's just like, you need dark magic items to be strong. What kind of
Warrior are you?
exactly?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that leads me into another very fun part was the entire blood sword.
Mm-hmm.
The entire blood sword. It was, you know, there was a lot of controversy with it because he started feeding the sword and he would talk to the sword and I'm gonna go take a dookie. Talk to thy sword. Um, and then it starts to get to the point where he is literally stabbing his friends.
Yeah. Although it was an accident, he was in a rage, but he did stab straight through Pike.
Yes.
But yeah, it's funny when he finally decides to get rid of that sword. When he actually damaged Pike and he broke it, it sucked the life out of him completely. That was one of my funniest parts because he was not only is he dumb, he is now super weak. He can't even walk. And then when they finally get to Pike's great grandfather, I don't remember how many greats there is, but old grandfather,
I think three
three,
grades.
right? Great grandfather, or something like that. Um, I can't remember his name right now.
Either way, like it also brings the backstory in about how Grog and Pike are best friends.
Buddies, as they say. Mhm.
And it's just very, very cute.
Yes. Uh, but then when they're trying to get his strength back, they make this concoction, a pill like that. Grog is like, "Oh, it's too big. I can't."
Wilhelm Trickfoot?
It might be him.
I think it's Wilhelm.
It's Wilhelm. Wilhelm makes this concoction of a pill for Grog to take. Grog's like, "Oh, that's big. How am I supposed to swallow it?" Wrong head.
Doesn't go in that hole, Grog.
Yeah. Uh, thank God for Scanlan being there, right? Shoves it straight up his pooper.
Oh, I have experience in this.
Yeah. Definitely funny part. Funny stuff. And then they meet another Sphinx. We're jumping back and forth here because this was pretty before this. They meet the other Sphinx, who has never felt pain, and then out of everybody, Scanlan sings him a love song, and he says, "You must know true love." That dirty bastard Scanlan.
Because he hurt him emotionally. He didn't hurt him physically, and it's a Sphinx. Everybody here is in terms of like level of
Power.
They're probably like what, level 5 if anything.
Yeah.
So they're pretty weak off, and a Sphinx is pretty high level.
Yeah.
And we see it in a coming battle with the Acid Dragon, and he's up the Sphinx. Sphinx.
The Sphinx also gives his life for Scanlan and his crew because he was grateful for what they did.
Yeah.
And then another thing I didn't really like. It's just I want to point it out is Vax and Vex's father is a fucking dick. He is a pretentious asshole. He's just like very mean to both their children. Almost like putting them up.
It's very racist because they're
Yes.
half elf.
Yes, definitely racist. and
and you're not
discriminate.
going to amount to anything. And yeah, it sets them on this journey, and where they actually find Vex and Vax find their dad, to find the next vestige as well, is in Fairyland. And
Hmm.
for me, I loved Fairyland. I loved
I did
everything
too.
about
I did too.
Fairyland.
I especially liked what was the horn guy that drew all this from
He's technically a satyr,
uh-huh.
but well, he's disguised as a satyr. Um,
I know who that character is, so I won't say anything because he
mhm.
comes out later.
Yeah, I know that because it does transform, and he appears himself as a higher being
Mhm.
eventually, but there's not any information on who he is or what he's doing yet.
In that part of the show
Yeah.
is not. Um, Definitely, he is one of my favorite parts during that stuff. He's just clowning around. I mean, he's doing like all these guys very pervertedly.
Mm-hmm.
Someone has three penises or penis. If
Yeah, they
that
say peni.
peni, right? Is correct. Is the correct term?
Well, they use the word
Peni.
peni.
Yeah. Uh,
You have three penises? It appears I do have three
penises.
peni.
And then he draws a Vex
Voluptuously.
very anime style, just very
Mm-hmm.
over the top. Um,
Beautiful. I waited to peek inside of his notebook every moment.
Jesus. um, but to get these Vexages, there's a battle with what's it called? Grog's old crew. Um, I forget what their crew was called. Um, they finish it off with a big slam. From an act. They kind of teleport um, Grog after he gets his strength back when they're attacking Pike.
Heard of storms.
Horde of Storms. There we go. Uh, he gets his strength back, so he puffs up again. And then Vex kind of transforms him into this little like pendant she has, and then tosses him up in the air. And he releases and drops. I want to say over 100 feet with his axe straight going through his uncle Stormlord, whatever his freaking name is.
His title was Stormlord,
Yes,
because he held the fists of power or
which
whatever
is the
they
vestige
were.
that we're looking
Yeah.
for.
Um, very well done. Very good show. Or very good parts in the episode.
Mm.
And then, I mean, we're getting pretty close to wrapping up
On this season.
on this season.
Yeah.
Um, and then the next biggest thing is to kind of go and fight the dragons,
Yeah, they do that.
or to fight the dragon. And one thing that I will say that did irritate me about this show
Mhm.
is I understand that they were trying to gauge and all that, the damage outputs, and the dragon wasn't going to die just yet, and got to push the storyline. But the one thing that bugged me the most is they would knock him down, and they would almost have this dragon killed, right? And then this dragon would just heal immediately, back to full health, no scratches. I mean, you have a fight where he's pretty messed up, and then he runs away, and then he's back to full
Well,
health, and it bugged me because it's just like, why can't he just?
to counter that, to counter that, because there's shows that where the good guys kill the bad guys pretty quickly. If it was done like that, it would have you would be like, really? They they're building too much. They put a little realism because in the beginning of the season, they they show that these dragons have magic, not
Mm,
just regular old dragons. They're magic. They have magic. They could see through invincibility. They could see through images. So they obviously have healing. So that's why I think they did that.
I mean, but the biggest thing is